Our game-changing solution for the carbon economy involves transportation energy. My goal in the next 6 minutes is to show you that to reduce transportation energy consumption, we need to reduce the traffic. To reduce the traffic, the fastest and lowest cost alternative is carpooling rather than public transport, and our solution, flexible carpooling, will have the greatest impact. I'll propose that rapid implementation of flexible carpooling could reduce transportation energy consumption by 1 billion gallons of gasoline equivalent per year. I'll also outline progress on acceptance of our solution. Transportation is a significant consumer of energy. Much of that energy is wasted when, during peak, much of the traffic moves slowly in congested conditions. The waste is felt by both commuters and freight operators, and higher costs flow through the economy. Reducing the traffic so that there's less congestion will enable more travel at optimal speeds, resulting in lower energy consumption and lower greenhouse gas emissions. Transportation energy is also wasted through low vehicle occupancy. On average, for each person commuting to work in the USA by whatever mode, there are 2 empty seats traveling as well. Consolidating all trips into fewer vehicles would reduce vehicle miles traveled without reducing person miles traveled, and for every vehicle left behind, there's a direct energy saving. Increasing shared trips, therefore, has a direct impact for the vehicles left behind and an indirect impact through reduced congestion. The institutional approach to increasing shared trips is to provide increased levels of public transport. Another approach has been to encourage carpooling, also known as ride-sharing in private cars. In the USA, the current modal mix for trips to work is split out as shown in the chart. 76% of trips to work are in single-occupant vehicles. Under 5% are in public transport. Almost 11% are in carpools, of which 4 out of 5 are 2-person carpools. The recent Texas Transportation Institute U.S. Urban Mobility Report found that, quote, the 90 urban areas studied added almost 60 million additional miles of daily personal travel in 2007. To accomplish a goal of maintaining a constant congestion level in these areas by only adding transit riders or carpoolers, there would have to be a substantial growth in these modes. The growth would be equivalent to an additional 3 or 4% of all vehicles becoming carpools, or expanding transit systems by more than 1/3 of the current ridership each year. End quote. To reduce congestion, the growth would have to be even greater. To increase public transport provision on this scale is virtually impossible given the costs and current economic conditions. To increase carpooling on this scale requires only that carpooling become a more convenient alternative. Carpooling is an almost cost-free alternative since the rolling stock already exists and the drivers are going there anyway. The challenge, therefore, is to make carpooling a more convenient alternative. Many people are attempting to meet this challenge using systems that match participants and prearrange the carpool trips. We believe that prearrangement is the main barrier to greater levels of carpooling, so we've developed our solution to deliver carpooling without prearrangement. In our proposed solution, park and ride facilities are developed to encourage carpooling. Parking areas are dedicated to destinations. Pre-screened members form fuller cars in the order of their arrival at the parking. While we didn't start there, our solution is easiest explained as a formalization of the slug lines in Washington, D.C. and the casual carpooling in San Francisco. These systems create thousands of single-use carpools every day as cars pull up at ride-sharing stops and pick up riders so that they can use the carpool lane. In this simple system, drivers find riders and confirm for us that finding carpools is an assembly problem, not an information problem, and that fears of stranger danger can be overcome. In these systems, the riders don't know the drivers before they get in the car, but an estimated 20,000 people participate in these informal systems every day. We call our solution high-volume, fixed-route flexible carpooling, or flexible carpooling for short, because it overcomes the inflexibility of traditional carpooling. Carpoolers' schedules no longer need to match. Pre-screening ensures safety. Tracking ensures sharing of savings. Critical mass is as low as 200 members for a route. Our solution is attracting interest. For example, the Energy Efficiency Center at UC Davis has carried out an exploratory analysis, now available on their website, in which they call for field operating tests. The U.S. National Academy of Sciences, through the Transportation Research Board, has engaged us to investigate flexible carpooling to transit stations, a project that is underway in Seattle, Washington, that would use our solution to deliver more transit riders per park and ride space. And the Washington State Legislature has set aside funds for a flexible carpooling pilot project in the Seattle region to reduce traffic on the SR 520 floating bridge. Our modeling suggests that the rest of the traffic saves about 3 gallons of gasoline for every gallon saved by carpoolers themselves. This multiplier is obviously dependent on the extent of the traffic congestion. The UC Davis report estimates that, quote, a single flexible carpooling route involving 150 commuters could save up to 6.3 terajoules of energy, the equivalent of 52,000 gallons of gasoline, per year under certain circumstances of distance and congestion levels and taking into account the savings by both the participants and the rest of the traffic, end quote. We believe 1 million daily users of flexible carpooling is a realistic target for uptake in the USA. Using average trip length and average energy consumption factors, we estimate that implementation on this scale would save in the order of 1 billion gallons of gasoline equivalent per year. The solution is inexpensive to install and operate. Meeting places are established, RFID readers are installed, infrared and radio frequency ID technologies are used to identify the pre-screened participants to the system and to each other. The Internet is used to maintain user accounts and enable sharing of benefits. A key metric in public transportation is the average subsidy per boarding. For buses, this falls in the range of $2.50 to $3. Flexible carpooling is estimated to require a subsidy of between nil and 50 cents per boarding, or 80 to 100% lower than for public transport. Flexible carpooling is a simple system that will unlock access to empty seats in private cars. It'll change the game for reducing congestion and moving more people while reducing transportation energy consumption. It's significantly lower cost and faster to implement than expansion of public transport to achieve the same mobility goals. It is a game-changing solution for the carbon economy.